Hey everyone, I thought we would do a short video on different size canning jars, the different terms for canning jars, and how you can use them for storage without canning. I know that seems weird, but go with me here for just a minute. So I thought we'd start with the sizes. This is a 4-ounce canning jar, also referred to as a jelly jar. This is a 1 pint size. I have a peppermint habit, so I usually keep crushed peppermint around. This is a quart size, a half gallon, and a gallon size. The other terms you might hear used are smallmouth and wide mouth. I'm going to show you, you can see the difference. And one is really no better than the other, it's just preference. Wide mouths are easier to get things out of. And then there are lids that you can purchase. This is plastic, dishwasher safe. This is metal. You can put them in the dishwasher if you like. That is not my preference. And then this is a traditional canning lid. This is called a ring. And this is a lid. Now you notice on the lid, it's got a rim. If you use these for canning, these lids are going to be the most important thing that you use, but that's not what this video is about, so I'll just let you know that. So you can use a traditional canning lid and seal it up. And this is what I would recommend more for backstock or overstock or long-term storage. And then this is what I would use for typical everyday on and off storage, just because it's easier. One of the reasons I started using jars in our food preservation and keeping things on hand is glass jars. First of all, they're reusable. And second of all, they keep things so fresh. And you can keep things like oats and pasta and grains and dried fruit in them for much longer periods of time. I usually keep a decent sized inventory of items on hand, and I don't like to keep anything in cardboard. Cardboard attracts mice and rodents, and no matter how many ways you try and keep that from happening, it can happen. And so I just prefer to repackage things in glass jars if I can. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. So these are dried cherries that we use for granola, dried sunflower seeds. And when you're using things frequently, it's just easier. So for example, if you get a giant container of rolled oats, we eat rolled oats in our home fairly frequently. So what I do is I keep one of these jars in the working pantry, that's the day-to-day pantry, and then I put the overflow into a large glass container and store it in our backup pantry and refill accordingly. It also allows you to have more items in your pantry instead of having a huge container take up space. And for most items, the bigger the amount you purchase, the less expensive it is. So that's why with a family of 5 adults, I tend to purchase the bigger sizes of things that we use frequently. Don't purchase bulk just to get a better price for something that you don't use. You need to kind of get a feel for shelf life and how often you're using things. Sunflower seeds, this will last a couple of months. They're used on salads in our house and not too frequently, a couple of muffin recipes. But it's easier than having a bag of sunflower seeds. They don't spill, they're easy to pour. I just can't recommend them enough. And the reason I wanted to do this right now is because we know food issues are coming. We know that's going to happen. But also right now we're in what I call garage sale season. And a lot of people will part with their jars and things like that on Facebook Marketplace or your local resale. People purchase them for graduation decor and wedding decor, and then they don't have a use for them. It's a great time of the year before local crops come in to purchase canning jars very inexpensively. I think this gallon-sized jar I picked up at a garage sale for $2. Recently I bought 6 half-gallon jars for $12. I got all of these. I think I purchased 25 for $10. And another thing you can use these for is herbs. Herbs, black pepper, your specialized seasoning. They'll last a little bit longer, especially if you're growing herbs and drying them yourself. It's a good idea. Now, I leave you with the caveat that I understand it's an investment, and that's why I recommend that you start purchasing them inexpensively if you can. And also keep in mind the mobility of your household. This jar is a little heavy if it's full. This jar is for sure heavy. And so this might not work for someone with mobility issues, or if you have people older in your home that just don't have the strength anymore, younger in your home that don't have the strength anymore. And also keep in mind glass jars are glass jars. So if you have littles around, might not be the best choice depending on how they work in the kitchen. But I just wanted to share that with you and how we use them in our family. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for watching. And if you'd like to subscribe and look forward to more videos on food and what's coming, I would appreciate it. Have a great day.